Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving together into Cat's Cup with a team that can easily be used in Open Great League as well. All you have to do that is to replace Conkeldar with a meta fighter like a Medicham, and you're gonna look at a pretty strong team. Of course, for the sake of spice, we're gonna use Conkeldar here instead of Medicham as our closer because I want to test it out, and this Pokemon had its community day earlier this season back in September, while also we're gonna use another community day Pokemon, and this time that one is gonna be Clodsire. Look at how easy it is for Conkeldar to farm down completely that Sandslash, and with that said, now we have Stone Edge instead of Dynamic Punch as our second charge attack. The reason for that is to get extra coverage for the flyer, and of course I believe that with our Clodsire around we definitely need that coverage for sure. So able to grab those shields out of play against this Charizard, and now we're kinda in a pickle. Of course we have the shield advantage, but still this Charizard is loaded on energy. Dragon Claw will be the first charge attack, and we still managed to catch on Lantern. Lantern is another Pokemon that was featured this season, especially with its Spotlight Tower, so I believe that we're looking at a pretty strong team and an easy to build for Cat's Cup overall. Once again, if you want to use this team on the Open Great League, feel free to do so, but you need a much more meta closer, another fighter, and perhaps Medicham might be the best choice for you. So with that said, now we're having Sludge Bomb for that poor Quagsire, and with this amount of HP it will be more than enough to finish it off. Into the next battle now, trainers, and because of Water Gun I think that Jellicent is kind of a big trouble. So as you can see here, we're switching out to our Conkeldar following their switch to Umbreon. So last resort here is gonna do about half, and to be fair we need to respect the damage from the second one. So after a little bit of lag, as you saw there, a lot of FPS drop is happening lately. I don't believe that we need to use iPhones to have the best experience ever in Go Battle League, but anyways, now at the back we're meeting up with a Charizard. Another Charizard is popping up, and of course Stone Edge is gonna be our main way to go. Now that we know that they also have a Jellicent at the back, I'm just gonna switch out aggressively to my Lantern because I want to use my Thunderbolt first on the Jellicent. I know that Clodsire is still gonna do a lot of work even against Charizard, so we need to take note of that. I'm pretty sure this is no Shadow Ball at all, just a serve. I was counting the hexes, no reason they get to back Shadow Balls over here, and now we're meeting up with that poor Charizard. And I'm saying poor because we have a lot of energy to spare as well, and the serve will most likely grab the shield. With that in mind, now we can go in with Poison Stings and of course charge up super fast to the Sludge Bomb at a point that they cannot withstand the damage, and eventually we're gonna take this victory. So you can see here that I have replaced my Mega Horn with Sludge Bomb, and I believe this is the optimal moveset for that Clodsire. I was about to say Quagsire, but anyways, but overall sometimes it feels like Stone Edge might be a better move over Sludge Bomb for Clodsire, especially for the meta of Cat's Cup. So into the next one now, and we're meeting up with the Alolan Sandslash from its Shadow form. So you know what, this is not looking that great because they can still charge up fairly fast with those Powder Snows to those Drill Runs, and we're gonna go down also to that Ice Punch, which is kinda lame. Of course we have now the shield advantage, and with that in mind now we're meeting up with a Mandibuzz at the back. My opponent here will do something weird, which was kinda weird in total, because they block the Stone Edge. How did they know? Most of those Conkeldars are gonna use Dynamic Punch over Stone Edge, but my opponent here is just gonna call it, which totally caught me off guard. I was hoping that we could land that Stone Edge, and now that Mandibuzz is gonna put off some really nice work. So here comes now the Dark Pulse, and I believe that they have one more raid to go, but they decide to switch out to their Medicham. You know what, this is still acceptable because we can stay in here, go with some shields and still finish off the Medicham as soon as we get to the Earthquake. They're also getting super close to another charge attack, but I want to keep that final shield for my Conkeldar. So as it seems here, my opponent decides to go for the complete farm down. Even if they threw here, we could shield and absolutely grab the win with that final Stone Edge. Into the next battle now, we're having a bad lead against Swampert. So the good news here is that we can always outspeed to the first charge attack because they have to charge up at least to the Earthquake. And to do so, we managed to grab a shield in the process. Look at that now, the earthquake is gonna boom around our Pokemon, and by blocking the next move, I can kinda guarantee that we can finish off this poor Swampert with a simple brutal swing. Obviously here I could go for one extra counter, so that was kind of a big mistake, and now at the back they have Whimsicott. We managed to catch the move on our Clodsire, but unfortunately I'm expecting the switch right after. So as it seems, my opponent here will try to catch the Sludge Bomb on the Steelix while charging up to at least one charge attack for my Conkeldurr, but we can still hope that Stone Edge can do a solid amount of work even against this Fairy type Pokemon. So that's why you need Stone Edge over Dynamic Punch, not only against the Flyers but also for coverage against those Fairy types. So with that said, now we're meeting up with the Steelix on the end game, and of course those breaking swipes are gonna put us extremely low. All I have to do here is to reach the double brutal swing, try to get that shield out of the way, but okay, my bad, they have no shield at all. Now I'm gonna reach to the Stone Edge, down goes that Whimsicott, and we're gonna get that victory. For a moment I thought that they had the shield, but yeah, that was no shield at all. Into the next battle now, trainers, and we're meeting up in front with that Steelix of their own. So you know what, we can easily get that first move because there is no way in the world that this was an earthquake, and now we're meeting up with a dark type on the switch. I'm just gonna farm down completely here and then try to snipe down whatever remains at the back. So I'm having a deadly moveset here, and as it seems they have a Pidgeot. So you know what, I'm just gonna get here to my Stone Edge, and as it seems they are gonna block. Of course I have another Stone Edge coming up, so are they gonna expect this one, trainers? Yes they are, so down I go to the following wing attacks. Now on the switch they come back into the fight for the final time with their Steelix, and I'm saying for the final time because I have no idea how they can survive the earthquake, and now with that Pidgeot remaining at the back, we can easily grab the win. Into the next battle now, trainers, and we're having perhaps the worst possible lead ever in Go Battle League, Lantern against Razor Leafer. So with that in mind now, they also managed to catch one Sludge Bomb on their Jellicent, which is not great at all, and we still take super effective damage from those serves. So here comes now my Earthquake. Are they gonna expect it? No, they're not, but still there is no reason at all not to block, while here I can still push for that Shield scenario with that final Sludge Bomb. Another move is coming off before we reach to another Sludge Bomb, so down we go to that serve finally for them. So here comes now another move. You know what, it doesn't matter even if we get hit by a double Shadow Ball. All I want to do here is to completely farm down and then try to get to the Thunderbolt to finish off that poor Victreebel. Of course they are gonna block for the final time, and now Conkeldurr can go in. So this is not looking that great unless they have a severely weak to fighting Pokemon at the back. So let's see how this is gonna fall, because Brutal Swing is definitely gonna take out this poor Victreebel, but at the back the Steelix will just do enough damage to finish us off before we even reach to a single Brutal Swing, which is a big bummer. And it is a big bummer because we can still reach here to that serve, but unfortunately for us this is not gonna be enough after that first debuff, and we're gonna take a very close loss. Doesn't matter, this team is absolutely insane, I'm telling you. Into the final one now, trainers, and we're having Medicham up in front. Sometimes I really wish I had the Medicham, but Stone Edge is still gonna be doing a lot of damage to Pokemon that definitely do not expect it, as we saw before. So over here now we're gonna take the first Psychic and then switch out to our Conkeldurr, following once again their switch to Umbreon. So Umbreon with a foul play here, which is kinda weird, I know, but perhaps they were trying to bait. But at this point I know that Last Resort is gonna do about half, and of course after over farming a lot we can still get to the guaranteed knockout with that Brutal Swing. Now we have another Brutal Swing coming onto their way, but this time they have that Lantern, and perhaps going for the Stone Edge could have been the better choice, but I was expecting that Medicham to come in, to be fair. So here comes now my Thunderbolt, and the battle is definitely not over yet, because they might reach here to the serve, but before switching out I'm just gonna charge up to a serve of my own. This can be kinda good for the long term of this battle, so we're gonna see in a while. So by respecting here the damage from their own serve, I'm just gonna sacrifice the first shield of the game, and now my opponent will absolutely do the same with their Medicham. Another Sludge Bomb is coming off my Pokemon, they are gonna take it. I know that even the Earthquake will not be enough to finish off that poor Medicham, so now they're gonna get to their Psychic. Unfortunately for me, this is gonna be a CMP with the Ice Punch, I believe, at this point. That's why that was almost back to back of Energy Throw, and at this point another Sludge Bomb in combination with the Surf will grab the shield out of play and guarantee almost the knockout on the Medicham. See that little undercharge? That will give me the edge for that final cut, and of course reach to the Sludge Bomb. Let's get it, trainers. That was a super smart play by our Clodsire, and we're gonna get that victory. So thank you for watching, trainers, and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go. As always, subscribe to my channel if you are new to my content. And with that said, about my content, I have 2 videos for you to check out. Feel free to check them out, and I will see you all into the next one.